Welcome to Love Connection, where old-fashioned romance meets modern-day technology, where you hear all the intimate details of a first date. Sometimes our dates have a happy ending. And some other times, there's just an ending. But it's always unpredictable when two strangers meet, trying to make that love connection. And now, here's our host, Chuck Woolley.
All righty, thank you, Rich. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the show. It's nice to see you. Got a real good-looking audience here today. Let's get started by meeting our first guest. She was born in Paris, raised in Monte Carlo. She's been in this country for 5 years. She's fluent in 5 foreign languages, and she insists that her ideal man speak at least 2 foreign languages. Please welcome Jocelyne Delmonico. Hi, Jocelyne. Welcome. Oh, thank you. Little French. Does this mean that we're 2 instead of vous? She understands that. If you don't, maybe. Why 2 foreign languages?
Because I've been traveling a lot with men, you know, American men to Europe, and each time I feel like I'm the one that is the man, dragging them, doing everything, interpreting, and I want a man to be a man when he's with me, right? Mm-hmm. And so I insist now that if I'm going to be traveling with someone, he has to know at least 1 or 2 languages or ability to learn a second language, because, you know, it's part of sharing, too, in the culture.
Well, I understand. Of course, I mean, you probably need a full-range commitment for a guy to, you know, start learning languages, though.
Right. Well, if he's not able
Spanish
to...
and, boy, pretty soon you're gone, and there he's stuck with that language.
Right.
We're going to remind everybody what happened yesterday. Yesterday, our studio audience saw Jocelyne's 3 choices. They voted for 1. Let's take a look at all 3 and catch you up to date. First was Robert. He describes himself as a danceaholic. Man likes to dance. Michael describes himself as very traditional. And Dale claims, and Dale's coming up right now, he claims that women are always asking him out. Come on, Dale. Audience vote was recorded yesterday. We'll get to that a little bit later, but right now Jocelyne's going to tell us who she chose. Who'd you pick?
I chose Michael.
You chose Michael. All right, Michahel's backstage. Let's say hello to Michael Reister. Hi, Michael. Thanks, Frank. Just make yourself at home back there, Michael, okay?
Feel very good.
All right. Well, tell me about the date, Jocelyne.
Well, it was, first I called him. Then 2 days later, we connected, and I woke up at 5:30 in the morning to make sure I was on time. Yeah. And I arrived at
5:30 in the morning. Yeah. What time did you have to get there?
9 o'clock. But it takes me a long time to get up, get organized, and go.
Thank you. So you got there.
We got there, and we went we took off to go to Mexico to have a beautiful dinner. The sunsets, you know.
Kind of an international date.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Michael speaks a foreign language.
Well, let's hope it's not Lithuanian, and I mean, you know, because it'll be no good in Mexico.
Chuck, it's better than that. I speak a little Spanish and a little Swahili.
Oh, I bet that comes in handy.
I went to school in Kenya.
What?
I went to school in Kenya for a couple of years. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's terrific. How long were you all together, Michael?
4 days.
What?
4 days.
4 days? Well,
the longest date in history for me.
Well, it is?
Yes.
I think it's the longest date in history for us, too. 4 days.
What I found so neat about going to Mexico is that Michael knew the owners, and he was known there.
Of the entire country?
Of the restaurant we went to.
Good.
And then the little kids in the streets, they knew him, and they started talking to him, Miguelito, Miguelito.
Really?
It was so much fun.
That's amazing. That's great. That's nice of him. You must have felt like you were very well taken care of, just like you explained to me.
He took really good care of me. He planned the whole thing. I didn't have anything to do.
Well, so now what happens next? Where do we go from here? We're in Mexico. I'm lost in Mexico.
We're in Mexico having a wonderful, romantic
Is this the second day or the third day?
That's the first day only. We did so much.
We may be on the air quite a while, folks. Try to hang in there, okay?
So we went back home, went back to bed, very little sleep because we had a lot to do the next day.
Well, there you go.
So the next day was a chili cook-off, which
Chuck, let me go back a little bit. She slept in her room, I slept in my room. Hey, Chuck, I'm not easy. I'm not easy.
Good enough. So now you're on day 3.
Day 2.
Let's skip right over to day 3.
Day 3.
Can we whip into day 3 here?
Okay. What happened is we wanted to do more activities. We wanted to.
Well, I mean, you hadn't done enough yet, right?
Hey, Chuck, she told me she tended to burn she burned her boyfriends out. And
Well,
I kind of laughed, you know, burned somebody out.
I'm getting a little, you know, passion myself here. Well, let me try to capsulize this for you. I'd really love to hear all this, but Lord knows we just don't have time, and our sponsors are going, please, come on, let's get on. So let me capsulize it by saying I'm sure it sounds like you all had a great date. You didn't have any fights at the end, did you, Michael?
I can't remember any, Chuck.
Okay,
Mayhem.
so it looks good, right?
Great date. Great man.
Great day. That's very well good. I'm happy for you. Sounds like you had a wonderful time. Let's see who the audience picked for you, okay? Well, after all that, they picked Robert.
I can't believe it.
Well, Michael came in next to last, but gee, many Robert's 74%. He just walked with it. You want to go out with Robert? We'll pay for it. No, I don't want to do that.
No
Okay.
way. That
Stay with him?
was the worst. I was not attracted to Robert.
Well, somebody in the audience, and obviously a majority of them, really like him a lot. And,
Wow.
but anyway, would you like to go out with Michael again? Is that what you like? Of course, you have to, you know, you're on your own.
I'm on my own,
Kind of, yeah. It's the way we do it in America.
Yes, but Michael's great.
Michael,
yeah,
is that
I
all right
really
with you?
enjoyed sharing
Fine, it's
a part
great.
of his life. It was wonderful.
Good. Well, Michael, would you like to go out with her again? I'm going to get this done yet.
Chuck, date 5 sounds like fun.
Date 5. Okay, come on down. Have a seat. Have a seat, Michael. We have a nice gift for you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to come right back with another couple. We're going to meet our next guest. She recently moved here from Houston. She says that sometimes she has problems with the men she meets at work, and she refuses to date men who belong to what she calls the 3B Club. Please welcome Deby Hearn. Hi, Deby. How are you? Nice to see you. Well, tell me about the 3B Club, Deb.
The 3B Club is men that are bald, boring, and broke.
Oh, so that's... You don't want anything to
No
do with
way.
those guys.
No way.
You keep them out of your backyard. Oh, what else? What else turns you off in a man?
Sandals.
Sandals?
Yeah, I don't
You mean
like
on
guys
their face
that...
or what?
No, guys that wear sandals to the beach and stuff.
Well, what's wrong with that?
I think sandals are feminine.
Oh.
And I like... but,
You like those thongs or...
no, I like real masculine men.
Like guys that go barefoot in the hot sand? How masculine are we talking about here?
Just some of the sandals... Don't make me explain it.
All right, once things get too tough on you now. Well, now, what kind of problems do you run into with men at work? You said you just have a tough time with them.
Well, I'm a waitress and I bartend sometimes.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And we have to wear real tight uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's always guys that are trying to come on to you and giving you lines. And
Yeah.
I find the guys out here in California, I'm not knocking California, I love it, but the guys are really forward.
Are they forward? More so
yeah,
than...
very,
Well,
very
you're from,
aggressive. Houston.
Houston, yeah. Well, that's a very friendly city, Houston, though. I have some good
Very.
friends in Houston. But men in California are very forward with you.
And very aggressive, and they just don't know when to stop, and sometimes you just have to stop being nice to them and say, look, you know,
Yeah.
this is the way it is, and put them in their place.
Well, you can do that, though, eh?
Yeah, but you hate to have to get ugly with people.
I see. Well, maybe you won't have to anymore after the show. They'll all be watching and never do it again. We're going to take a look at the men that Deby had to choose from. Now, remember, you're going to pick the man that you think's best for her. Here we go. First, there was David. He likes baseball and fishing. He prefers dating women between the ages of 21 and 26. He says that he has no trouble meeting women, but he hasn't been dating much lately, and here's why.
I'm very choosy. There's a lot of nights I'll go out with my buddies, have a great time, and I won't ask any of them for dates or any numbers. So it's not really important how many I go on a month. It's quality.
All right. Next, there was Ken. His hobbies include water skiing and woman watching. Dates about once a week, Here's why he tries to, or what he tries to avoid an argument on a date. Why he tries.
I don't like to argue with women because, honestly, a lot of women, you know, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It usually comes up, you're wrong. So that's why I won't argue with them. I just, okay, that's the way you feel.
That's why he avoids arguments with women. Finally, Darren, he's originally from Vancouver, Washington, enjoys scuba diving, jogging on the beach. He says that he keeps asking out married women by mistake, and here's how he usually finds out.
I've been to places, Darren, we can't go there, or you park in a 7-Eleven, we'll park in the dark because our husbands have been a state cop. We slow down. If we can't be over here, it's a bummer.
All right, those are the 3 men that Debbie had to choose from. It's time for you to vote. Now, who do you think would be the best man for? Okay. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll meet the man that Debbie selected. We're going to hear everything that happened on their date, and we'll do that in 2 and 2. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Debbie's going to tell us who she selected.
I chose Darren.
You chose Darren. All right. We haven't seen each other since today. We always hear both sides. Say hello to Darren. Severson.
How you doing,
Severson.
Debbie?
Is it Severson, Darren?
Severson.
Gotcha. Okay, make yourself at home back there. All right. Tell me about the date, Debbie.
Well, I called Darren, and we talked on the phone for quite a while and got to know each other real well. And so then I went to pick him up, and I'm not from California, and I've only been out here about a month and a half.
We can tell that.
And
You've only been here a month and a half.
Right.
Boy, you're really new. Surprise, surprise for in store for you.
It took me quite a while to get there. And I got there, and Darren opened the door, and he had roses for me.
Oh, that's nice.
And, yeah, it was real nice. And Darren's a real good-looking guy, and he has real strong facial features. And,
So it was appealing to you.
right.
What'd you think of Debbie when you saw her, Darren?
Well, when she got there, an hour and a half late,
Oh.
and I started at her face, and she's really attractive. She's got a really nice face. And when I looked at her, I started at her face and worked down to her body, and she was wearing a purple jacket, and it had these pads in the jacket, so I felt like I was going to a football game. So at the time, I felt like she was a little on the chunky side. So, I just laid back and talked to her.
Yeah.
I can't believe he just said this on national television.
You have no idea how many times I feel like that. So what happened next?
Well, okay, so from there we went to the restaurant, and he wanted to drive, so that was fine with me. And we got there, and we were kind of late, but we still made our reservations, and we had a big view of California and everything. It was nice. So we sat there and had dinner. It was a nice dinner. Then we went back to Darren's house, and by this time, it was 4 o'clock in the morning, because I didn't
4 in the morning?
I didn't even get to Darren's house until like 9:30.
Well, it sounds like you let be just a little bit nervous. I know you are, and that's okay. I understand that. But it sounds like you all really like each other then. Am I correct in saying that or assuming that, Darren?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
when I talked to her on the phone...
Very convincing.
Hold on. When I talked to her on the phone, I never asked her what she looked like. I just wanted to talk to her, see what kind
you
of person
did
she was.
too.
Well, I asked what kind of hair you had.
And how tall I was.
Well, that's not how you're built or anything.
Hair and
but,
height.
That doesn't make any difference to me.
Well, now, what happened after at 4? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. What are you? Do you know where your parents are? I mean,
I don't know where I am.
really, what do you want to do at 4 in the morning?
Well, it was late.
Well, if you're embarrassed by this, you don't have to tell me. I mean,
Well, no, because it was late, and so I went ahead and stayed the night at Darren's house.
I see.
I really didn't know how to
Well,
get
now,
back
see,
home.
they immediately
I
assume.
know. See,
They
I
imme-
knew that was going to happen.
Well, then tell them what happened.
Well, I was really long drive, and I didn't know where I was.
Of course not.
And
Well, that's all right. Just plow right on.
I stayed on Darren's couch.
There you go.
And I woke up the next
And where were
morning.
you, Darren, while she was
I was in my bed. During our dinner talk, she explained at least 20 times that if I dogged her out on television, she would hunt me down and kill me.
Yeah.
She did.
Well, I think if I were you, I'd go underground for some time. Yeah. Well, you got up the next morning. How'd the date end? Well, you're okay. You're all right. You've exonerated yourself. The couch, the bedroom, it's okay. Everybody's coming.
Okay.
So now the next morning you wake up at what, 12 o'clock, 11?
No, because I had to get home.
Oh.
And So I guess it was like
7.
7.
Oh, a 3-hour sleep. Great.
And I got in my car and went home. Oh, I kissed Darren. We had a nice kiss.
Yeah. I'm going to let you off the hook here. I mean, I've been reeling you in long enough. Let's take a look and see what the audience thinks for you. You got one, Darren, 61%. All right. If you'd like to go out with Darren again, we'd be happy to pay for it. Take our audience advice. Yes?
I don't know. He's such a treat. No, I'd love to go out with Darren again.
You bet.
Darren?
You bet.
Come on. Well, as I said, Debbie, you were a good sport. Thank you, honey, for coming on the show.
Well,
We
thank you
enjoyed
for
having you
having me.
both, as a matter of fact. Thank you for sharing your date with us, and we have a nice gift for you. Stay in touch. Will you do that?
Hi, Dad.
We're going to come right back to the next show.
Stay tuned for more of Love Connection.
Our next guest has agreed to let our audience decide who he should go out with. We're going to meet him right now. His interests range from singing gospel music to playing card games. He expects to be married by the time he's 30. But he says that the women he's been dating lately just aren't his type. Please welcome Ron Reeves. Hi, Ron. I'm fine. How are you? Good. Have a seat there. Move that pillow. You're going to sit right on it. I think they drug the pillow off with him, so I want you to sit down on that and get off balance and everything. What's wrong with the women you've been dating?
Well, Chuck, to be perfectly honest, I think they all trying to keep me in the poorhouse.
Spend a lot of money.
Well, I think they see me coming, and I've been dating a lot of women who they either want a new outfit every month, a new car every year, a new house every
you
3
haven't
years.
been buying cars and
Well, no,
stuff, have you?
They don't want a husband. They don't want a date. They want a credit card or a checking account.
Yeah.
With my name on it. Yes.
Well, now, what requirements would you have for the future Mrs. Reeves?
Well, I like a woman who intrigues me. I'm looking for somebody, I'll just be honest. For instance, I cheated any card game, I cheated any board game, and I'm intrigued by anybody who can out-cheat me. If you can out-cheat me, or I'm like, you're doing great. All right.
You want somebody that can challenge there.
Yeah. Keep me on my toes.
Sounds like a great basis for a marriage, doesn't it?
But I don't cheat in relationships.
Oh, okay. All right. We're going to show you the portions of the videotapes that Ron saw. Now, remember, he's agreed to let our audience here choose his date, so watch very carefully. First, there was Janetta. She describes herself as bow-legged, pigeon-toed, and knock-kneed. Well, that sounds attractive. She says that her walk drives men crazy. She thinks that clubs are a great place to meet men, and here's how she lets them know that she's interested.
First, I would look right through them, as if they wasn't there. Because you can't let them really know you're really looking at them, but you gotta kind of let them know. So I'll smile, or my glass or whatever. Or I go over and ask them if they want to dance. Would you like to have a dance with me?
Next, there was Alexia. She thinks that the best place to meet men is at shopping malls. She admits that she loves to play hard to get, and here's how men react to that.
Yeah, I've got guys like that when I don't want to be bothered or use something else. You think you just... I even had a guy say, Alexa, you act like Alexis Carrington. Where's your limousine? Because I wouldn't give him attention.
All right. Finally, you watch LaDonna. She describes the men that she's been dating recently as mostly jerks. She's learned that romantic surroundings don't always lead to romance, and we asked her how she learned this lesson. That's what she said.
Because the one time, it was all like the candlelit scenery and all that, and he was all looking into my eyes, all that type of thing. And then I leaned over, and he was going to kiss me, and he goes, you have the biggest piece of lettuce in your teeth. Because it's my birthday. But I like to go out on romantic dates.
Okay. Well, now you've met Ron. You've seen the three ladies that he's elected to go out with, either one of them. It's up to you to decide. Whoever you pick, that's who he's going out with. So we'll do that now. Let's take a look and see the audience picture. Well, you've got a real interesting situation here. Look at this. Yeah, look up here. It's up here. You got a tie with Janetta and LaDonna, 42% even. Janetta and LaDonna. Which one would you like to go out with? It's up to you.
I'll go out with one.
Janetta. Janetta. Okay, he's going to go out with Janetta. So see you back here in a few weeks, see how that goes. Thanks for coming on the show, joining us here. That's our show for today. We'll be back next time with more singles trying to make a love connection. Until then, I hope all your dates are good ones. See you then. Bye-bye.
Some of the guests on Love Connection will receive one of the following. What tastes like your favorite chocolate but doesn't have sugar? New Cocoa Mint. Made with pure imported cocoa, the great chocolate taste from Velaments. Or heartburn, tum-ta-tum. Acid indigestion, tum-ta-tum-tum. Sour stomach, it's tum-ta-tum-tum-tums. Or, well, it's finally soaked in. Palm olive liquid. Original or lemon lime softens hands while you do dishes. Or Pledge is self-cleaning, so it cleans away dust and old polish to leave a fresh shine every time. Or olive oil from Spain makes chicken, seafood, and vegetables taste fantastic and has no cholesterol. What a healthy idea, olive oil from Spain. Or delicious topping from Mrs. Richardson's. 7 flavors, including new light hot fudge, all the fudgy taste with a third less calories. This is Rich Jeffrey speaking for Love Connection. Chuck Woolery's wardrobe furnished by Ratner Dimitri Clothes.